Hello, thank you for another episode of our Dental Prep in the Dental Junkies room. I'm very excited today. We have on with us Rob Garber. Hi, Rob.
Hey, Brenda, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So, Rob, you have over 30 years of experience in sales, and you've been in the dental industry for the past 12 years. You're the Vice President of Sales for Support DDS and Zimwork. So what does that mean, Vice President of Sales? What do you do?
Well, I'd like to point out that I started when I was 10, so that I was a very young salesman. So obviously being VP of Sales for the company, I help oversee the growth and sales of everything related to remote team members with our organization.
So remote team members, tell me a little bit more about that.
So what we do is we provide businesses in the US and Canada with remote team members so that they can help them be more efficient in their business practices, whether it be front office or back office. It can be anything from sales admin support, answering phones, higher level accounting services, marketing, IT. Really the talent pool is limitless that we have to pull from, and we're very blessed in that aspect.
So do you specialize when you have these remote team members? Do you hire somebody to simply do billing or simply do your recare? How does that work? Are you hiring it like a service?
So what we like to describe it as, I mean, obviously there are other entities, other companies out there that provide, for instance, insurance verification services, or outbound calling, or even accounting services, and that's what we would describe as true outsourcing companies, because essentially you're asking them to perform this task or duty, and when you're done, give it back to me, and that in essence is true outsourcing. So what we like to refer to what we provide is insourcing, because we're providing you, the client, with a full-time dedicated virtual team member to help you with whatever you need done. So it's essentially your systems, your way, and they're there to help fill those gaps, fill the voids. Obviously, it makes the most sense for those tedious or time-consuming tasks, so that you can kind of eliminate that from one of your local team members and let them focus on your patients and the patient experience.
So our systems, our way. I mean, many offices tell me all the time, we have a very specific insurance breakdown sheet that we use, and it's the only one that we want to use. So your team members will use that form?
That's exactly right. We'll use your form, or we have forms that we have used in the past that we can incorporate. If you don't have one, or maybe even open to changing your form up a little bit, we can work with you in whatever respect that looks like to make you more efficient in your practice.
So how much does it cost when you do like a last minute, this patient walked in the door and I need an emergency insurance verification like right then and then? How much is that going to add on to the fee?
Great question. So we really, there's 2 points that I'd like to make as far as the simplicity of doing business with Support DDS. One of those is there's no long-term contracts. We're not going to lock you into any terms. There's a simple agreement that says, in essence, you just give us a 30-day notice when you want to cancel, and it'll be over in 30 days. And the second simplistic form of that is a flat rate per month. So when I say flat rate, literally what it means. So we start at $1,850 a month, and that is $1,850 a month. It doesn't matter if your virtual team member is helping you with verifications and you want them to do some outbound calling for recare or reactivation, or do some accounting, some AR. We don't nickel and dime you based on how many tasks or duties they're doing for you. It's literally a flat rate per month. So obviously it's highly advantageous to you to utilize them in as many areas as you can, because it adds more value, and obviously it helps your team there locally too.
$1,850 a week or a month?
That is per month, flat rate. That's based on a full-time dedicated virtual team member. Dedicated meaning That's the same person day in and day out. They only work for you. They don't work for anybody else. And full-time being a 40-hour work week. And the beauty in that is it's customizable. So if you want them to work your time zone, it's say your Central Standard Time. If you want them to work 8 to 5 Central, they'll work your same time zone. We have several clients that like their team member to come in a little earlier and help out, get some tasks done before everyone shows up at the office. Or the flip side of that is they want them to stay a little bit later after the practice closes at say 5 o'clock to help with those recare reactivation calls when they know the patients are home. So you have that flexibility.
Wow, I'm still kind of stuck on this 1850 because I know in many areas all across the country, you can't get anyone with any type of dental knowledge for under 20, 22 bucks an hour. So you're telling me I could hire almost 2 people for the same cost as hiring somebody in office. But can they handle most of the business tasks?
Right. So I would like to point out too that these team members are university educated. So they're going to have some sort of a university degree, master's degree. I mean, these are very, very bright individuals. They are dentally trained, so we do provide them with some basic knowledge of dental training so that they're going to be able to hit the ground running with you. And they're prepared to help out in a lot of different ways. You know, a lot of times these team members, I mentioned their educational background, a lot of them may have, you know, an accounting degree or a marketing degree. So if we know ahead of time, yeah, Rob, I would really like someone to help us with, you know, some recare reactivation, maybe some insurance verification, but gosh, we'd really love somebody to help us with our social media accounts. Then that's perfect. We will know ahead of time, hey, we need to find them, you know, a candidate that has obviously the dental skills, but also that social media or marketing background to help them with their social media accounts.
So you guys then would just assign us a person. We would say we want this, and then you say, oh, here's your person.
Well, we actually get you involved in the selection process. So what we would do is set up a time where it's convenient for you to conduct a Zoom meeting like this, where we can meet some dental candidates. Very informal interview. It's just a great way for you to meet some of our dental candidates one-on-one, ask them any questions you want, get to know them, see some personality in that video platform. And then at the end of that video or interview, you select the team member that's the best fit for you and your team.
So I
And
even
that's who
get
we
to
hire.
select the person. That's pretty amazing. And so, Rob, you know, in the past, I've heard from people that have done this insourcing, outsourcing, hasn't worked out so well because the bill would always fluctuate. So you already said that's a standalone bill. But the other thing that we have all the time that I hear about is people getting distracted. You know, moms working from home with a 2-year-old pulling on their leg, the doorbell rings, you know, you got a dog barking in the background. So how do you make sure that when they're working from home that they're okay?
So very good point, Brenda. I'm glad you asked. All of our team members work out of our Class A high-rise building. Nobody works from home. So that's one way we get to manage that accountability, you know, make sure that, you know, our team members are arriving on time. They're doing the work that they're supposed to be doing. We'll actually assign you an account resource manager. That'll be your liaison between you and your team member. We have dental trainers on the ground there with our team. We also have a full HR, IT, marketing department. So we have a full gamut of business services there to help your team member as well.
So let me get this straight. Flat fee of $18.50 a month. No contract. So they're going to have to prove themselves to you every day. And they come to your location and do what you want them to do, how you want them to do it.
That's right. So we obviously they connect through a secure VPN remotely to your PM software. We connect directly to your VoIP, voice over IP phone system, so that they have the phone interaction calls with you as well. And Zoom meetings, we find that this is a great platform as well for training, meetings, those weekly huddles. I always encourage my clients to get your team member involved with your practice as much as you can. Include them in those daily huddles, weekly meetings, just check up, whatever you want to do, just get them involved as much as you can, and they will quickly become a part of your team, your culture that you already have established in office.
Well, this sounds really amazing. Now, I know I'm running over a little bit in time, but I just have to ask you, all I hear about with Support DDS is people talking about these 3 wins. Can you tell me what the 3 wins are?
I would love to, Brenda. That's actually the passionate part of our business. We are proud to be a Christian-owned and operated organization. We talk about our 3 wins, which is actually listed on our website as well. The first win is for you, the client, because you get a highly educated, hardworking team member at a very great rate. The second win is for that team member that we get to hire on your behalf. Obviously, they love having that opportunity and job to be able to work for you. And then the third win is for the ministry. So the owners of our company have both decided to give back 51% of the profits of our business back into global ministries that we give to. So
Well,
it's a true blessing.
this sounds like a blessing for dental offices all across the country and even in other countries. This is amazing, Rob. Thank you so much for sharing it. If somebody wants to get more information about this company, where do they go?
You can call us at 940-757-0022. You can also go to our website, which is simply supportdds.com, and you'll find everything you want to find out about us on there.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Rob. Sorry we went a little bit over, but I just found it so fascinating. Thank you very much for your time. And guys, down below, we're going to write it out, www.supportdds.com. Thank you again, Rob, for your time. I hope everybody has a blessed day.
Thank you,
Bye.
Brenda.